basic tips for setting up a still life.
Select objects that are basic shapes, simple cylinders, boxes, circles, whatever you can find around your house, most likely in your kitchen. Aim for between 3 and 4 objects.
I could choose a glass, however, glass has a lot of reflection in it. So if I'm new to still life drawing, maybe a glass would be a little bit more challenging.
Once you have your objects, now you can work on how you're going to arrange them, and this will become your composition.
So I just took an old board and I put it behind, but you can set up against a blank wall, whatever you need. But it's good to have a nice solid background.
Play around with your objects once you have them and move them all around. Use a piece of fabric to help create the space, and you can fold it if you like. Overlap the objects by putting smaller objects in the front. Create different height and variations of angles. So there's lots of different ways that you can set up your still life. And if you don't have a lot of objects that are various heights, one thing you could do is find some boxes. They could be jewelry boxes or little cardboard boxes or whatever, and you can lift certain objects up. Lighting is also a very important for setting up your work, and you have a few options for how to set up your lighting. The best option is to make sure you have one light source, and if possible, coming from an upper side. I recommend trying one of these options for setting up your lighting. Find a desk lamp that you can angle on your still life. Use the natural light from a window. However, if it's winter time and kind of gray outside, that might not be the best option. Use a flashlight or the light on your phone to create the lighting you need from one light source. Remember to turn off all the other lights in the room so you have this dramatic contrast.
And now I can see highlights, deep shadow, midtones, and cast shadows, and a little bit of reflected light. Can you see that reflected light on some of the objects? If you're one of my students watching this video right now, please let your parents know that you're raiding their kitchen and supplies and tell them not to move it. Tell your brother or your sister to leave the stuff alone. Put a little sign up so they don't touch it, okay? That's not an excuse.
Now, when looking at still lifes, I really like to look at Giorgio Morandi. He's an Italian artist who does these really simple and beautiful still lifes. And if you just do a quick Google search, you can find him, and you can see the way that he arranges objects. Now, he does paintings and drawings, and all of them are lit in a very sort of uniform way. I particularly like some of the works where you can see highlight and shadow in a form of chiaroscuro. We're going to be doing our drawings from direct observation. We're going to be looking at the still life and drawing what we see. So based on all that information, I came up with this image. I changed it into black and white just in case I need to help identify the areas of chiaroscuro. It might be a little bit easier if it's all in black and white. I like the variation of light and dark values in the objects that I chose. I think it's going to be challenging to do the top ellipse of the vases and the shape of the dark bottle. But I do like the way I created the fabric on the bottom to create these lines that sort of lead into my still life. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to draw. Okay, so those are just a few tips to help you along with your setting up your still life. I look forward to seeing what you can create.